Hello, internet world, and happy Monday. It's Positive and Productive with Lisa, and I'm feeling super positive today. I just got back from a long weekend camping in the Thousand Islands, which there will be a cameo narrative story from that trip to help get today's message across. Whether you're joining us now live or rewatching this video later, I hope anything I say kind of sticks. But as with anything in life, take what makes sense to you and works for you, keep it. Everything else, just let it flow in one ear and out the other. And this is short, so that shouldn't be hard. But today we're going to talk about positivity more than productivity. I'm sure that you have heard this from myself and countless other places, but the more positive you are, the more productive you can be. So I'm going to start with a little story and then we'll talk about some specifics. So like I mentioned at the very beginning, I did go camping this weekend in the Thousand Islands and we rented kayaks. It was not a calm day, but not a super windy day. However, the river already has a current, so we decided we'd paddle into the wind, go to a state park, check out some of the islands in a castle, and then, we'd be able to ride the current and the wind back. About an hour, maybe like 45 minutes to an hour into paddling, my son's kayak somehow flipped over, and as he was trying to get into it, it filled with water. Now, I know what you're supposed to do to get the water out. However, I wasn't capable of doing it. So the plan that we had to go with was swimming the kayak into shore. So I put on my life jacket. I have the longest legs. I'm the oldest, probably the strongest one on the trip. I'm not saying that to brag. I was just like, okay, I was the one who's going to have to paddle this in. My son got on my kayak and I'm swimming it in. And I'm staying nice and calm because I actually love swimming. I love the river. And if I took the idea that there was an accident that filled the kayak out of the picture, I was really just doing something I thoroughly enjoyed. But everyone around me was kind of stressed out. They were like, what if a boat comes? What if you can't swim all the way there? What about the current of the river? And I'm like, I'm fine. I have a life jacket. I feel safe. You guys kayak around me, so boats see me and I'm visible. We're going to be fine. But probably about 45 minutes into swimming, I started to get angry. I'm like, how did his kayak flip? Like, they're ocean kayaks. They're unflippable. And all of a sudden, this swimming that had come so easily to me felt laborious. I was out of breath. My legs felt like they were full of lactic acid. They were exhausted. And I was like, I know that I've made a lot of progress, but I still have a ways to go. I don't know if I'm going to make it. So then I started freaking out about that. All of a sudden, a wave came, hit me in the face, and it was like the slap upside the head that I needed. Sometimes you just need that moment. And I was like, you know what? Literally, the minute I started thinking negative thoughts, my energy was sapped away from me. So I caught my breath, said a little prayer, and went back to the perspective. You love swimming. You love being out in the river. Your goal is to be in the water all day today. Here you are in the water. There's nothing wrong. There's literally nothing wrong. You're safe. You're almost to shore. Everybody you're with is safe. Nothing bad happened. And all of a sudden, swimming was easy again. I know that sounds cheesy, but it was like that. Negative energy saps. Positive energy restores. Now, what the heck does that have to do with productivity? Well, I have the same scenario in less obvious ways. So that was really obvious. I could feel the fatigue existing. And when I switched my mindset, I could feel it lifting. When I'm sitting at my desk and I start thinking of all the million things I have to do today, I don't feel the physical change as much. But I know it to be true. So approaching your day with a positive mindset or gratitude or whatever works for you in your own, process for getting in the right state of mind absolutely affects and impacts your ability to be productive. right? We only have so many hours in the day. We cannot always do everything we want to do in a day. And I don't know what your life is like, but as for my life, I can never do all of the things that I want to do in a day. So the more that I can focus on the positive avenues, what is going right, what I am able to control, the more productive I'm going to be. So for me, what that looks like is starting my day with things that focus me on it. Actually, I was just reading a book this morning. I have to pull up the quote because I think this will apply perfectly. One moment. Okay. The grateful heart is like a magnet sweeping over the day, collecting reasons for gratitude. So I read about this with James Clear, and that quote actually comes from Max Lucado. But really, the concept: if I roll out of bed and my first thought is, I have so many things to do today, how am I going to get them done? My brain, it's called your reticular activation system. It's your brain can't absorb everything consciously, although it does subconsciously, but that's another story. So when you make a thought or say a statement or, have a vision board, it lets your brain know, it reticular, your eyes, it activates what to focus on. So if my first thought of the day is, I have so much to do, all you're going to focus on consciously is all like the overwhelming amount of things you have to do. Whereas the opposite, if you get out of bed and the very first thought your brain goes to is, I have so much to be grateful for today. You still have a lot of stuff to do, but your reticular activation system, your eyes and your brain will literally be scanning for things to be grateful for. And that's really important. It ties in with that whole concept of positivity results in productivity because it clears mental space and actually gives you energy. I feel like I'm talking fast. So if you have questions or comments, please put them so I can slow down and acknowledge. But in preparation for this, I was like, I just don't want to go with the touchy-feely, like, be grateful, because we've all heard that. But what does it look like? And what's the scientific reason, right? Like, I don't want touchy-feely stuff. Give me the facts. So I remember hearing a quote, and I thought I'd use this to demonstrate it, that it takes more muscles to frown. Go ahead and try it. Just hold a frown for 3 seconds. Then it does a smile. Now hold a smile for 3 seconds. Okay, I'm here to tell you that's not true because I researched it. But something really cool did come out of the research. So I thought that would be a great illustration for what I've already said. If I approach my work day with a negative energy, the frown, I'm going to have to exude more energy, and I'm actually going to have less to apply because I'm focusing on the negative. But when you look at the research, it actually takes more muscles to smile. So this brings me to my final point, full circle. If it takes more muscles to smile, why does it feel easier? Well, we want to go with the touchy-feely version that I adore. It's because when you are positive, it gives you energy rather than taking it. But if we want to go with science, even though it takes more muscles to smile than frown, we smile more often. Therefore, there's muscle memory and those muscles are primed. So what does this have to do with your specific day? Well, if your reticular activation system, your RAS, can be primed to focus on gratitude or positivity as soon as you wake up, and then that's going to result in you really like a magnet sweeping through your day, finding things to be grateful for. And that grateful energy is going to create positivity, which allows you to be more productive. It all goes back to why smiling is easier, because we do it more, right? So you cannot just wake up on Monday, focus on gratitude, and then Tuesday through Sunday, go back to, oh my gosh, I have so much to do, right? You have to prime those muscles and create that neural pathway, create the muscle memory, the habit of doing it. So my suggestion for a very specific tangible is write yourself a note that you're going to see first thing in the morning. So if you pick up your phone as soon as you wake up, then you make the background screen your lock screen or your phone, find things to be grateful for, or whatever speaks to you. Maybe you like really cute memes about gratitude or visuals, whatever works for you. If you're someone who does not touch their phone until they've rolled out of bed, put a post-it note on the side of the wall on the side of the bed you roll out on. So like literally the first thing you see when you roll out of bed is a reminder to be grateful. Or if you're someone who wears glasses and you can't see the post-it note or the phone until you put the glasses on, well, guess what? You better put that post-it note in the case of your glasses so that when you grab for them and wake up in the morning, first thing you see. Do it for 30 days. And I don't know if you're like me and have a hard time keeping track of things like that. Start on the first day of a month, and then the month counts the 30 days for you. But yeah, that's my tip for today is positivity creates energy and allows you to be more productive. But it needs to start at the very beginning of your day, and you need to do it often, many days in a row, so it can become a habit and a part of your life. Is that it? I think that's it. Nope, that's not it. If gratitude is not your thing, which, whatever. If that's, or maybe you've already got a very good, well primed practice of gratitude. There are other things you can do. You can begin your day with meditation, clearing your mind. Or another thing is begin your day with something that fills you. So I'm here saying positivity fills you with energy. Well, you don't need Lisa or studies or research to know what makes you feel better, right? So for some people, no matter how I'm feeling, if I call a friend, they feel better. For other people, no matter how I'm feeling, if I read a book that I enjoy, I feel better. No matter how I'm feeling, if I draw a picture, I feel better. No matter how I'm feeling, if I blank, I feel better. That's where you start your day, before work. And I define work as responsibilities you need to follow through with, whether you're getting paid or not. It could be household things, parenting things, friend things, relational things, actual career things, school, whatever. Before you begin your work, you need to create that positive atmosphere, that blanket of positivity. Or another way you've probably heard this be said, you have to fill your cup before you can pour it out and fill others. So yeah, that's it. Be positive, which will help you be productive, which will make you feel good, and then you'll be more positive. And life won't be perfect, but you'll be doing your best, and that's all we can ask for. Happy Monday. Jake, thanks for saying I'm doing great. That feels good and reminds me that this is useful. And I hope when you say you're doing great, what you mean is in some way helping you look at something differently or giving you some specific strategies and tools you can use in your own life. If not, I still accept your compliment, but would love some feedback on how I could really help and be more efficient for all of my friends in the community out there. Who, by the way, I do enjoy seeing. So thanks, Vinny, for saying hi. And if you feel like you need more than you can get in a video, remember our live workouts. They're all outdoors, 6 days a week. You can either work out, go on a walk or a hike, or maybe even a bike ride. If you're looking for something a little more intense, in August, we have our Adirondack camping trip. And then in September, there's the virtual 5K, which you can do anywhere. And every single penny raised goes directly to providing services for people in recovery and their allies. So every bit of the profit goes to Recovery Fitness. Even if you can't participate in the 5K for whatever reason, just sharing the information and spreading the word is extremely helpful. We're new to this virtual thing, so any help we can get is much appreciated. And with that, I will say I love you all, and I will see you on Wednesday if you want to work out with me for Get Recovery Fit, or on Sunday for Get Right if you want to talk about creative writing, or I'll see you next Monday. Another tip of positive and productive.